Ever felt that gut punch of fear when someone walks away, but it wasn't them you were really terrified to lose? You ever feel like everyone expects you to play by their rules, find a partner, fit in, chase their approval, yet inside, you're totally fine flying solo? Like, you're not scared of losing people, you're terrified of losing yourself. If that hits home, stick around, because we're diving into why Sigma females don't fear losing others. They fear losing that spark that makes them, well, them. Picture this. Growing up, society whispers, find a partner, be popular, look for likes. Pressure mounts to conform, and for every choice you didn't make, you felt a little piece of you slip away. That fear isn't about empty social seats, it's about that inner voice asking, am I still me? And as you started questioning those must-dos, you realized the real risk wasn't losing friends, it was trading your peace for everyone's expectations. Sigma females are wired differently, and you can feel it in every thoughtful pause and steady gaze. We're introspective in a way that feels almost sacred, totally at ease with our own company, even when the world around us is buzzing and clamoring for attention. We don't need constant chatter to validate our worth. We find peace in the gentle hum of our own thoughts, like a private concert where the melody is our own heartbeat. Drama? Yeah, we see it coming a mile away, and we simply swipe left. No time for unnecessary chaos when there's so much to discover inside ourselves. We thrive on what I call quiet confidence, that unspoken glow you notice in someone who's mastered the art of knowing exactly who they are and refusing to dilute themselves for anyone else. This strength doesn't come from loud applause or crowds chanting your name. It blooms in the soft moments when you choose solitude over superficial connection, when you decide your energy is worth protecting, when you whisper to yourself in the mirror, I've got this, and actually believe it. It's born the second you stop chasing validation like it's a fading trend on social media and start owning every flicker of desire, every need, every dream that's ever flickered in your soul. It grows when you honor your boundaries, politely but firmly saying, not today, to anything that doesn't light you up. It spreads when you prioritize your mental and emotional well-being over outdated checklists about who you should be or what you should achieve. You know that feeling when you cancel plans because you'd rather read a book that expands your mind than scroll through someone else's highlight reel. That's your inner strength flexing its muscles. It's the unwavering trust in yourself that shows up when you tackle challenges alone, armed only with your intuition and a cup of coffee. It's the magnetic pull you radiate when you're fully present in your own skin, unbothered by the pressure to conform. It whispers to you in the silence, you are enough, you are whole, you are exactly where you need to be. And in that whisper lies all the courage you need to face any storm. So yes, the world might try to drown you in noise, expectations and opinions, but your inner strength is that quiet anchor tethering you to your true north. It's a steady flame, never roaring, but always burning bright, guiding you toward decisions that feel authentic, not because someone else said they should, but because you feel them in every fiber of your being. And when you unwrap this gift of self-reliance, you start living life not as a performance, but as a journey of genuine expression, like an artist painting with bold, unfiltered strokes. That's the Sigma female's secret sauce, a deep, unwavering faith in herself that outshines any external spotlight, a fearless embrace of solitude that refuels her spirit, and a promise whispered firmly, softly, every single day. I've got this. Now it's time for the main part of this video, why Sigma females don't fear losing people, but they fear losing themselves. Let's dive into some reasons. Self-worth over approval. You know your value isn't in a follower count or a +1 at a party. From the moment you wake up to the second you drift off, you carry a quiet conviction that who you are runs deeper than any badge of external validation. You don't measure your success by likes, comments, or corporate titles. Instead, you gauge it by how aligned you feel with your own values and passions. When social media begs you to chase trends, you scroll past without skipping a beat because your compass points inward, not to the ever-changing horizon of popular opinion. You show up authentically, sharing what feels true, not what might rack up hearts. When friends brag about endless plans or big crowds, you're not scrambling to match their numbers. You'd rather have a deep conversation with one person who truly gets you. When someone ghosts you or doesn't reply, you shrug it off, trusting that their choices don't define your worth. You know that a strong sense of self means you're complete on your own, without needing someone else to fill you up. You've learned that approval often comes with hidden strings, agreeing to do things you don't enjoy, sacrificing your boundaries to fit in, dimming your own light to make space for someone else's glow. You refuse to sign those contracts. Instead, you sign on to your own dreams, celebrating small victories like mastering a new skill or saying no to a bad date. Real confidence doesn't need an audience. It thrives in the quiet moments when you choose yourself first. You reclaim your time and your energy by opting out of circles that demand performance over presence. Every decision you make is a vote for your own self-worth. Ordering that solo coffee, asking for a promotion you deserve, taking time to recharge alone. You speak to yourself in the mirror, reminding yourself that your value is intrinsic and unshakable. Approval is a fleeting buzz, but the enduring strength of knowing exactly who you are, that's a high that never fades. Hold up. If you're vibing with these Sigma truths, hit subscribe now and drop a comment telling me which one speaks to you most. Smash that like button and let's keep this energy rolling. Boundaries are sacred. You've mastered the art of no without guilt because your energy is precious. You know that every yes you give is a commitment of your time and spirit, so you choose them wisely. You recognize situations that uplift you and those that drain you, and you refuse to blur the line between them. When plans clash with your peace, you don't hesitate to decline because you understand that overextending yourself only leaves you depleted. You trust that standing firm on your limits won't push people away who truly respect you. It only clarifies who values your presence. You've learned that people-pleasing is a fast track to exhaustion, so you've traded it in for authenticity. You set clear expectations, letting friends and colleagues know what you need to feel supported, whether it's uninterrupted work time, solo recharge sessions, or honest feedback. When someone asks for more than you can give, you offer a gentle but unwavering no, never bending under the weight of guilt or the fear of disappointing them. You've discovered that true respect comes to those who guard their inner world fiercely. You celebrate your boundaries as acts of self-love, not selfishness, because you realize that protecting your mental and emotional health allows you to show up fully charged when you choose to engage. You carve out sacred pockets of time for yourself, morning meditation, midday walks, evening journaling, knowing that these rituals refuel your creativity and resilience. You refuse invitations that clash with your priorities, whether it's a late-night party or an extra shift, because you won't sacrifice your well-being to fit into someone else's agenda. You've streamlined your life by saying no to commitments that don't align with your goals, clearing space for the opportunities that truly matter. You honor your boundaries by turning off notifications, closing browser tabs, and stepping away from conversations that veer into toxicity. You protect your energy like a precious resource, understanding that once it's spent, it's hard to reclaim. You've mastered the balance of compassion and firmness, saying yes to causes and people who uplift you and no to those who siphon your strength. You thrive in this gentle but unbreakable framework where every boundary you set is a testament to the respect you hold for yourself. You carry this practice into every relationship, project, and decision, knowing that your energy is the most valuable currency you possess, and you spend it only on what deserves it. Purpose greater than popularity. You'd rather spend an evening learning a new skill than scrolling through drama feeds. When your phone buzzes with endless notifications, you pause and choose the path that builds you up instead of draining you. You know that true fulfillment comes from progress, not from watching other people's staged lives. So you swap gossip for growth, dedicating that hour to a cooking class video, a new language app, or a deep dive into personal finance. You feel the energy shift when you're creating instead of consuming, like your own potential is unfolding in real time. Social validation can wait, but your dreams deserve front row seats. You've experienced that tingle of excitement when you solve a tricky problem, and it dwarfs any trending headline. While others chase the next big meme, you're busy crafting your own narrative, collecting skills instead of followers. You're so over the drama that feels like quicksand for your mood. Instead, you build habits that strengthen your confidence daily. It doesn't have to be big: 25 push-ups, sketching for 15 minutes, or learning 3 words in a new tongue. It's the consistency that counts. Each tiny victory fuels the next, creating momentum that carries you forward far beyond the temporary satisfaction of a double tap. You find yourself waking up with purpose, eager to tackle challenges that sharpen your mind and heart. You're not avoiding fun, you're redefining it around activities that align with your vision. And every time you choose growth over buzz, you reinforce a belief that your time is priceless, and every moment can be an investment in yourself. You're crafting a life that whispers, "You matter," to your soul, and that whisper outshines any chorus of digital hype. That's why purpose always trumps popularity for you, because building your own legacy is the ultimate power move. Your evenings look like a personal retreat rather than a social scramble, because you crave knowledge and self-mastery. You celebrate learning curves, relishing mistakes as signposts on your growth map. Instead of doom-scrolling through sensational headlines, you're unraveling mysteries of history or designing your first website. Purpose always wins, you know. Authenticity rules. Hiding yourself feels like betrayal, so you choose truth, even if it means standing alone. You've learned that wearing a mask for acceptance feels like trading your own heartbeat for a borrowed rhythm. When you tone down your quirks or hide your passions just to fit in, you feel a hollow ache, like a photo missing its color. That's why you refuse to mute your voice or dim your energy. Instead, you show up raw and real, sharing your thoughts and feelings as they come, unfiltered, unscripted, unapologetic. Even if no one else gets your sense of humor about conspiracy theories or your obsession with midnight painting sessions, you speak your mind anyway, because silence would be a lie. You honor the person you see in the mirror by letting your true self shine, quirks and all. Maybe your style is eclectic, your playlist full of offbeat tracks, or your career goals aren't traditional. You don't hide those things in a crowded room. You wear them like a badge of honor, like a secret handshake with your own soul. Authenticity means you say, "I'm not interested," when a job opening doesn't align, even if it pays well. You let your friends know that long texts drain you and you need solo recharge time. You express your opinion in meetings, even if everyone else stays quiet. You don't filter out the real stuff to avoid waves. You'd rather stir the pot than swallow your truth. It's scary to risk judgment, but you'd rather face criticism than regret pretending to be someone you're not. Because when you're true to yourself, you tap into an energy that's magnetic and fierce. Being authentic draws in people who resonate with your vibe and repels those who don't belong. And that's fine by you, because you'd rather roll with your people than shrink yourself to fit someone else's mold. Standing alone sometimes feels lonely, but it's a small price for living without regrets. You trust that authenticity is your greatest gift and your fiercest power move, because the person you are at your core is the person the world needs most. You exemplify authenticity in every choice, inspiring others to follow, because true connections bloom in honesty. Solitude truly fuels growth. Alone time isn't lonely. It's exactly where ideas blossom, creativity sparks, and strength gets forged. As a Sigma female who values deep independence, you cherish pockets of solitude as sacred workshops to refine your vision without interruption and recharge. When you carve out deliberate time away from social obligations, an early morning trail walk, a quiet afternoon with your journal, or an evening curled up with a thought-provoking book, you cultivate a space where your inner voice can speak clearly. In these still moments, you listen closely to the whispers of your creativity and intuition, turning fleeting thoughts into concrete plans. You might sketch a side hustle outline, experiment with new recipes in your kitchen lab, or practice a few chords on your guitar, feeling possibility pulse with every breath. Solitude lets you sit with uncomfortable feelings, self-doubt, anxiety, or fear, without rushing to silence them. Instead, you transform them into fuel, digging deeper to discover your true needs and desires. This process forges mental resilience, teaching you that discomfort is a catalyst for growth rather than a barrier. Each solo session becomes an opportunity to reflect on past experiences, extract valuable lessons, and adjust your path accordingly. You journal the patterns you notice, celebrate small but significant achievements, and set bold new intentions fueled by clarity and self-awareness. Stepping away from digital distractions, turning off notifications and silencing group chats, frees you to engage fully with your thoughts and projects. As you immerse yourself in this uninterrupted headspace, you witness the magical transformation of raw ideas into polished strategies ready for execution. You emerge from your solitude sanctuary equipped with fresh perspectives and renewed energy, ready to re-engage with the world on your own terms. Instead of FOMO and social comparison, you feel FODB, fear of dropping the ball on your own dreams. Solitude isn't a retreat, it's a launchpad for self-discovery, innovation, and confidence. In peaceful solitude, you build the foundation of future success and personal empowerment, reinforcing that Sigma female strength is forged in the quiet crucible of intentional alone time. By weaving solitude into your routine, you create a resilient mindset that stands firm against external pressure and empowers you to chart a course fueled by your own vision and authenticity. Quick pause. Did you catch all that? Like this video if you're choosing your own path and leave a comment with your favorite reason so far. Don't forget to subscribe for more Sigma insights. Inner compass over crowd compass. You follow your own North Star, not the latest trend. It's tempting to chase the hype, to jump on every viral challenge or mimic what everyone is doing. But you've learned that true fulfillment comes when you chart your own course, guided by values that resonate deep in your soul. Your inner compass is built from years of reflection, experiences that shaped you, and dreams only you can fully understand. When you hear about the next big craze, a new diet, a flashy gadget, a catchphrase plastered all over social feeds, you pause and ask yourself, does this align with who I am and where I want to go? If the answer is no, you let it pass without hesitation. You know that trends shift like sand dunes. They look shiny for a moment, but vanish just as quickly, leaving you chasing something hollow. Meanwhile, your North Star, the vision that lights you up, remains steady, unwavering, and ready to guide you through life's twists and turns. You've practiced tuning out the noise, muting group chats that blow up with pressure to conform, unfollowing accounts that push unrealistic ideals, and saying no thanks to invitations that steer you away from your goals. Instead, you immerse yourself in the voices that fuel your growth, mentors whose advice echoes your values, books that expand your perspective, and inner reflections that spark clarity. By leaning on your inner compass, you navigate relationships, career choices, and daily habits through a lens of authenticity and purpose. Even when those around you zig left toward the next hype cycle, you feel confident zigzagging quietly along a path uniquely yours. You celebrate milestones that matter to you, a skill mastered, a boundary respected, a goal achieved, rather than tallying social proof. This approach makes decision-making feel effortless, because you're not wrestling with external expectations, you're responding to the pull of your own truth. In a culture obsessed with popularity polls, you choose to trust the wisdom within, because that inner compass never leads you astray. You sail through life's storms, anchored by your own convictions, confident that the only approval you truly need is the one you've given yourself. Your path shines brightly because of it. Boundaries. You set them like a queen, And this isn't just cute talk. It's a daily act of self-respect that shapes your life's landscape. You treat your well-being like a prized possession, guarding your mental and physical health with the same fierce loyalty you'd give a treasured friend or family heirloom. You know that rest isn't lazy, it's necessary, so you schedule downtime without guilt, knowing a recharged mind makes smarter calls and gives better hugs. Success isn't defined by who's watching or applauding. It's measured by how closely your everyday actions match your deepest values and long-term vision. Whether you're planning a solo road trip through winding mountain passes or strategizing your next big deal in a sleek boardroom, you set your own rules and play by them. You relish that cozy moment with your journal and a frothy latte, scribbling ideas that feel like fire in your bones, because you trust that small sparks lead to wildfires of achievement. Independence for you isn't a barrier to closeness. Rather, it's a promise that you'll engage on your own terms, fully present and unfiltered, because authenticity is your currency. You make choices from a place of inner strength, refusing to compromise your needs just to fit into someone else's expectations or mold. When you decide to speak up in a meeting, take that training course, or simply ask for help, you do it with clarity, because your own voice is the loudest that matters. You don't need an entourage to feel validated. You bring yourself and your unique style, whether it's through a bold outfit choice, a fresh idea, or a witty comment shared in confidence. Your power radiates from knowing that saying no to busy work leaves space for meaning work, and saying yes to opportunities that align with your purpose amplifies your impact. Life throws curveballs, unexpected projects, last-minute invites, emotional demands. But you handle them like a pro, offering compassion when you can and holding firm boundaries when you must. Your self-care routine isn't an afterthought. It's a sacred ritual that fuels your confidence, whether it's yoga, journaling, or just a long walk where you sort out your thoughts. You understand that health isn't only physical, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual, so you protect all parts of yourself with equal care. Instead of hustling until you burn out, you structure your work methods to maximize creativity and avoid fatigue, because sustainable hustle beats short-lived grind. You're the one who arrives prepared, turns in assignments early, or wires your savings plan to grow steadily, all because you define success by steady progress, not frantic busyness. Around you, some may equate power with shining bright in a crowd. You know that real power can glow softly, yet persistently, like moonlight guiding ships at sea. You're a master of your own fate, charting courses in career, friendships, and adventures that match your values, even if it means forging an unconventional path. While others chase hustle culture's latest hack, you experiment selectively, testing new routines or tools that genuinely support your growth, ditching the rest without a backward glance. You respect the gravity of your own dreams, treating them as seriously as you'd treat any non-negotiable appointment on your calendar. You celebrate small wins, figuring out a new software feature, nailing a presentation, meditating for 10 more minutes, because you know that consistent steps build enduring momentum. You honor your intuition above the opinions of naysayers, trusting that your gut often knows the path even when the mind hesitates. You plant seeds of intention daily, learning a skill, advocating for a cause, looking after your health, because you know that growth is built in the quiet consistency of small acts. Your power arises from this intentional way of living. Each choice, each boundary, each act of self-care composes a symphony of unwavering strength. You understand that empowerment isn't a trophy you earn. It's a skill you practice and refine over time, with gentle resilience guiding your every step. And so, the Sigma female's power isn't flashy fireworks. It's the deep current that flows beneath the surface, unseen yet unstoppable, carrying you exactly where you're meant to go. The Sigma female's legacy weaves through history, a tapestry of women who opted for authenticity and courage when the world told them to follow the crowd. Think of Amelia Earhart, who charted her own course across the sky, refusing to accept that women couldn't be daring pilots. She soared not for fame, but for the sheer love of flight. Then there's Malala Yousafzai, standing tall for girls' education in the face of danger, her quiet conviction louder than any threat, proof that one voice can ignite global change. Consider Frida Kahlo, who painted her truth in bold strokes, transforming her pain and passion into art that still resonates, teaching us that vulnerability and creativity can be our greatest strengths. Closer to home, we find the spirit of Sigma in countless women reshaping industries, like tech founders coding innovative apps that solve real problems without the backing of traditional venture capital. We see it in activists who organize grassroots movements through quiet strategy sessions, not flashy rallies, building communities of support that drive lasting progress. We spot it in entrepreneurs building sustainable brands from tiny studios, proving that authenticity and purpose can outshine big budgets every time. We admire scientists working late nights to unlock cures, nourished by curiosity and an unwavering belief in discovery, even when funding bodies question their ideas. Then there are artists who push boundaries with unconventional mediums, challenging societal norms and reminding us that art can be revolutionary. Today, more women are embracing this archetype, from digital nomads living out of backpacks to corporate leaders who insist on flexible work cultures that honor employee well-being. This growing influence reshapes societies, proving that a workforce empowered by self-governance and authenticity outperforms one driven by fear or conformity. Even pop culture is catching on. Books, podcasts, and indie films spotlight women who embrace solitude, speak their truth, and lead from the margins. You see a ripple effect when one Sigma female steps up. Her quiet victory gives courage to the next one to chase her vision, and so on, creating a chain reaction of self-determination. Their shared legacy, a world moving toward the idea that being yourself is not just acceptable, but celebrated, because diversity of thought and experience drives innovation and empathy. In this unfolding story, you're the next chapter. By living with integrity, setting bold boundaries, and following your own North Star, you contribute to a legacy bigger than yourself. You prove that empowerment isn't an exclusive club. It's a mindset anyone can adopt, starting with trusting their own voice and choosing authenticity over approval. Each time you pick solstice over spotlight, solitude over superficial chatter, you add another stitch to that tapestry, strengthening the community of Sigma females worldwide. As this archetype gains momentum, industries adapt, workplaces offer more autonomy, schools encourage individual learning styles, and media platforms highlight underrepresented stories. The impact of this legacy is already visible. Women report higher satisfaction, reduced burnout, and greater resilience when they practice Sigma values of self-reliance and authenticity. Companies led by women who embody these values champion ethical practices, sustainability, and transparent leadership, reshaping corporate culture for the better. Communities flourish when leaders listen more than they speak, encourage diversity of perspectives, and trust individuals to craft solutions unique to their strengths. And on a personal level, you inspire friends and family by simply living out your truth, showing them it's okay to say no, go slow, or pivot when it feels right. The Sigma female's legacy isn't just in history books. It's unfolding right here, right now, in every act of courage, every boundary set, and every dream pursued with quiet tenacity. By embracing your Sigma power, you become both guardian and builder of a legacy where being yourself is the greatest revolution of all. So, Sigma sisters, what's your story? Drop a comment and share a moment you chose you over everyone else. If you're hungry for more empowerment tips or real talk on relationships, click the next video. Trust me, it's totally worth it. And hey, if you felt seen, hit subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss a dose of Sigma strength. Stay true, stay fierce, and remember, losing yourself is the only thing worth fearing. See you next time.